You have an invisible balloon attached to you right now. And someone you talked to today already made it smaller just by saying something. On some days, this balloon feels enormous. Other days, it barely stays afloat. And you know what's strange? You can't touch it yourself. But somehow, other people can. One compliment, and it grows. One awkward moment, and it shrinks. One mistake, and suddenly it feels like all the air inside it has disappeared. Have you ever noticed how you can wake up feeling amazing and energetic? Then one conversation, or 5 minutes scrolling through social media, can completely change how you see yourself? It's not like anything about you actually changed. You didn't become less intelligent or suddenly lose your abilities. Neither did you become a different person. So why does it feel like you did? Here's the part that should really bother you. Most people spend their entire lives trying to make this balloon bigger. They chase compliments, achievements, approval, recognition, believing that one more success, one more promotion, or having someone say to them, "You're amazing," will finally keep the balloon full forever. But there's one problem. If someone else can inflate your balloon, then they can also deflate it. And that simply means your happiness is no longer in your hands. It's in theirs. So here's the real question. What if confidence was never supposed to work like that? What if we've been trying to inflate the balloon, when the real answer has nothing to do with the balloon at all? Let's imagine this balloon is your confidence. Every morning, you wake up holding it. You carry it along with you everywhere. To school, to work, on dates, into job interviews. Everywhere you go, the balloon comes with you. Now, here's where things get interesting. Your balloon has a tiny hole in it. Not a huge one, just something small enough that it slowly loses air throughout the day. You probably wouldn't even notice it at first, but then someone compliments your work. You quickly blow a little more air into it. It feels full again. A few hours later, someone criticizes you. A little more air escapes. Then you post something online. People like it. You add more air. Someone leaves a rude comment. More air escapes. Without even realizing it, your entire day becomes a cycle of inflating and deflating the same balloon. Compliments become your air pump. Achievements become your air pump. But here's the problem. Every pump only works for a little while, because the hole never closes. Air that comes from someone else never really seals it, so the balloon starts shrinking again. And you go looking for the next compliment, the next achievement, the next person to remind you that you're good enough. Because if your balloon depends on other people to stay full, you'll spend your whole life searching for someone else to keep inflating it. And that's exhausting. But not everyone lives this way. Picture someone else holding their own balloon. Someone compliments them. It grows just like yours would. Someone criticizes them. It shrinks a little just like yours would. But watch what happens next. They don't reach for an air pump. They don't chase the next compliment to top it back off. They just wait. And within a few moments, on its own, the balloon settles back to where it started. Not because someone refilled it, because it was never running on outside air in the first place. There's no hole to worry about, nothing to patch, nothing leaking out while they're not looking. That's the difference. One person believes the balloon is their confidence, so every dip feels like an emergency, and every compliment feels like survival. The other knows the balloon is just reacting to the weather around them, rising and falling, but never actually running out. And once you understand that difference, everything about confidence starts to make sense. But here's where most people get confidence completely wrong. They think the goal is to build a bigger balloon, one that never loses air. So they spend years chasing things they believe will inflate it. More money, a better body, more followers and approval. Because surely, if the balloon becomes big enough, nothing will ever be able to deflate it again, right? Wrong. Think about the most confident person you've ever met. Have they never failed? Never been criticized? Never embarrassed themselves? Of course they have. their balloon still loses air, just like yours, just like everyone else's. So, just maybe the size of the balloon was never the point. Here's the part almost no one notices. Go back and picture that balloon again. Not the balloon itself. What's it attached to? There's a string, and someone is holding it right. There you go. That's the part everyone forgets to look at. We've spent this entire time staring at the balloon, watching it grow, shrink, get patched, get pumped, and never once asked who's actually holding the string. Because the balloon was never controlling itself. Something else was. And whatever that is, that might be the real source of confidence. Not the balloon, the hand holding it. That hand was you. It was always you. Confidence was never about keeping the balloon full. It was about who's holding the string. Imagine holding your balloon again. Someone criticizes you. It shrinks. Instead of panicking, you simply look at it and say, "That's okay." You know why? Because a smaller balloon doesn't make you a smaller person. A compliment doesn't change your value. Neither does a mistake nor rejection. Those things only change the size of the balloon, not the person holding it. That's the difference between fragile confidence and real confidence. Fragile confidence asks, "What do other people think of me?" Real confidence asks, "What do I think of myself?" One gives the balloon to the world. The other keeps hold of the string. And once you stop handing that string to everyone you meet, something incredible happens. Criticism still stings. Failure still hurts. Embarrassing moments still happen. But they stop defining you. Because your confidence is no longer rising and falling with every opinion that comes your way. The balloon still changes. But you don't. Not pretending nothing affects you. Not walking into every room believing you're the smartest or the best. Just quietly knowing that your worth doesn't inflate with praise. And it doesn't deflate with criticism either. So the next time life pokes a hole in your balloon, don't waste your energy trying to fill it back up. Look down at the hand holding the string. That's where confidence has been all along. Not in the balloon. In the person who never lets go.